Bay Squad, it is freezing outside. And when I say freezing, I'm talking about Arctic blast. Y'all, prepare for the freeze. Prepare for the freeze. I would buy things that are edible when you have no electricity. Okay? Y'all just got to pray because we got to pray. Have y'all. Child, we got to talk about the good Christians. We got to talk about the good Christians. Ooh, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Look, there's so much to cover, so little time. You have the good Christians out here making up lies. I honestly, the whole entire religious sect, like it's giving cult because y'all move like a cult, y'all operate like a cult. I know Jim Jones when I see Jim Jones. Okay, I saw the documentary, and even though that was before my time, a lot of y'all are in cults. And if it's not a cult, it's witchcraft. And it's not witchcraft, then you're possessed. And if you're not possessed, then you're one of the children who were left. Because I, mm-mm, 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 I refuse. I refuse to believe y'all are doing this on your own fruition. I've never seen people in my life give up on their ability to think for themselves like I've seen it in this decade. That is so crazy to me. That is so strange. And it's like y'all are a bunch of followers to something. I don't know where y'all going, but hopefully y'all going to the promised land. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid. You have to say that, but we gotta talk. Hey, Couture Bays, it's your girl Britt Brack going live with the Race Talk and Bay Squad. We gotta talk. We gotta talk about the geopolitics, honey. The lines have been crossed. And to the person who said I didn't know what I was talking about, they clearly did not watch Mark Carney's speech yesterday about China. See, the girls love to come up here and be disruptors. And the problem is, I told y'all, I don't have a favorite politician. I will never have a favorite politician because they work for who? For us. But some of y'all don't understand that. And that's why y'all was dumbfounded by what Mark Carney had to say. We're going to talk about that just a teeny little bit. Just a teeny little bit. We're definitely going to be talking about our beautiful president. Yeah, did y'all see Air Force One had to do an emergency landing because something was wrong with the plane? Mm. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about Usha Vance being pregnant, honey. We got a lot to talk about over there with the MAGA, but we got to nip that in the bud. We got to nip that in the bud. We got to talk about Druski because the church is mad. And I feel like this. Why are you mad? Good sirs. It's all the male pastors, too. Did y'all notice that? We got to talk about that. And of course, we got to talk about the Blueface crew. I try everything in my capacity not to talk about Blueface and the degenerates, but y'all seem to want them in our algorithm. It's like there's no escaping them. So we're going to be talking about them too. And of course, a little bit on Taylor Swift. Tay with the Swift. But before we get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe to have that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my 50 vegan water, and let's get into the mess. How you can like this video is by double tapping the screen, hitting those three dots right there. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you like the vibe, share if you care. How you can engage with this video, hype this video, send a monetary donation is by hitting those three dots right there. That being said, everybody on the count of three, say happy birthday, Mama Bay. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Today is Mama Bay's birthday. I gave her some money. I gave her some money because that's all I could do. That's all I could do. There's a lot going on. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. It's getting strange. And I told y'all, when people show y'all who they are, believe them. Y'all be waiting for people to get to chapter 52 for y'all to see exactly who people are. I see it by page 2 normally. By page 2, I have a real good understanding of who's who. And I'll be over there like this. And did I say we're still in January? What part of the simulation is this? But yeah, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Hello, 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 hello. Shout out to all the domestic and international bays. Hey, Darius. Yes, thank you for saying happy birthday, Mama Bae. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You continue to say happy birthday, Mama Bae, throughout the chat. So let's get into Taylor Swift because we got to start off with news you can use. Child, let me put a pin on that. Hold on. Everybody got something to say, honey. Honey, honey. Where is it? 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 Here it is. Here's the news you can use.
It's over now. It's fucking over now. Now that these texts are out, I dare you Swifties to come out here and defend your mama. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, little bitch mean girls. Yeah, I didn't stutter. Little bitch baby mean girls. Because we finally have Taylor Swift and Blake Lively text messages. And let me tell you, if you don't think canceled had anything to do with this entire ordeal, you're nuts up here. We have a bunch of responses from Blake Lively's side, and let me just pick it up right here. On December 4th and 5th, 2024, Lively and Taylor privately discussed the forthcoming New York Times article. Taylor Swift wrote, I think this bitch, calling Justin a bitch, I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. Where the fuck have we heard tiny violin before? Who have we heard using the word tiny violin? That's right. Did you, girl boss, whatever, too good for your own good, all bring a tiny violin to a knife fight? Oh, so y'all in a gang. Oh, you in a mafia, Taylor. You guys are in a gang. It's a knife fight, and Justin brought a violin. Okay. So you support your racist, stupid, dumb bitch baby friend and followed her right along and lied and pretended to read a script you never read, and you were aware she was throwing your name all around. But now you want to duck and hide and play. Oh, it's shout out to Bohemian Diva. It's Ku Klux Khaleesi and Ku Klux Taylor. Y'all together. Are you kidding me? I have more coming, but this one here just my stomach actually hurts from this. What the fuck?
Listen, I'm here for it. Baby, who knew that Taylor Swift going MIA was because those text messages was coming out? And I read them. Shout out to the girls. Who be the girl? I read them, and oh, Taylor, you're gonna help this nasty woman lose your former bestie. Just when she was just trying to be herself. Blake Lively is out here taking movies after movies after movies. And mark my words, I said it last year, I'm going to say it again this year. When it becomes too much for Ryan Reynolds, and this destroys the image of him being a good person and starts to affect his Marvel money, he's going to leave you and take the kids. Because you wanted the girl boss. But let's get into the MAGA news. So remember, we have been covering Luigi. And let's get into this case. Because it's looking like the case is doing amazing.
Luigi's attorneys towing the fucking line. Translation, they're saying the government poisoned the well so badly, Luigi can't get a fair trial because the government has already convicted him on social media. Just dropped another court filing, and you're gonna want to see this. KA filed this response late last night, and in a nutshell, the defense is saying that the United States Department of Justice, the Attorney General, and the White House all violated the judge's gag order in this case, and she brought receipts. This is a direct response to the government's claim that DOJ employees' social media posts did not break any of the rules. KA isn't buying that. She cites Local Criminal Rule 23.1, which bans public comment that could prejudice a jury. The judge has already warned the government months ago, don't talk about this case in public. Yet Attorney General Pam Bondi went on Fox News, calling Luigi's case an execution and saying she personally ordered the death penalty. The president then made this post saying that Luigi shot Brian Thompson in the back like an assassin, and DOJ staffers reposted it, saying POTUS is absolutely right. These are opinions on guilt, and the defense is arguing that's automatic prejudice under Local Rule 23.1. He also pulls in additional receipts, like these screenshots, links to the Fox interview, even a reference to a White House memo naming Luigi's case while labeling Antifa as domestic terrorists. This is after the judge tossed the terrorism charges. Oh, but she doesn't stop there. Now KA brings in United Healthcare. At the time of his death, Brian Thompson was the CEO of United Healthcare. And the defense hints that United Healthcare lobbyists were meeting with government officials at the time these statements were made. The court agrees with this. Luigi's indictment could be tossed. In the alternative, the court could dismiss the death penalty notice. In her closing, KA states, Luigi is one young man alleged to have acted alone, fighting for his life in 3 separate cases against the full force and might of the entirety of the United States government that is actively and persistently using him as a pawn to further its political agenda. Follow along and we'll see where this goes.
I'm here for this because if this works, I told y'all, everything that they push at people, you need to pay attention. Why do you need to pay attention? Because a lot of y'all know people who are actively fighting trials, who've seen police commissioners giving statements with grave prejudice, DAs, prosecutors, who else? Defense attorneys, lobbyists, etc., etc. Y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. And they've been winning. That is why they don't want this trial, the hearing, everything. They don't want it out there. They don't want the press to be actively involved. And I get it. It's federal, right? But there have been federal cases that we've seen. Look them up. Look them up. We saw more on the Diddy trial than we are on this. I wonder why. And it's not because it was. That man is attractive. He has nice bone structure. That's what y'all been saying. Oh, he's so attractive. Oh, he's so attractive. Oh, he's so attractive. That's what y'all said. And let's get into another update from the Luigi trial, because MAGA is fuming. MAGA is fuming, honey. Fuming.
Want to see just how fast the law changes? Because while we were all off on Monday, KFA was hard at work. She submitted a supplemental letter to Judge Garnett, pointing out a brand new Ninth Circuit case that came out just days after that January 9th hearing. And she's basically saying, hey, Judge, this new ruling backs up everything that we're saying. The case is United States versus Gomez, and the Ninth Circuit held that for a crime to count as a crime of violence, the law has to require someone to use force on purpose or knowing that the force will happen. Not accidentally, not recklessly. It has to be intentional. Now, this isn't the Second Circuit, this is the Ninth, so it's not binding on this judge, but it is persuasive authority, meaning courts can, and often do, look to other circuits for guidance, especially when the logic lines up with existing Supreme Court decisions like Borden And here, the reasoning is directly on point. The defense is arguing that the federal stalking and cyber stalking statute that Luigi is charged under doesn't require this level of intent. You can violate those laws without meaning to cause harm and without knowing that someone will end up in fear. Bottom line, in this letter to the judge, KA argues if California's assault law isn't a crime of violence under this new ruling, then stalking and cyber stalking aren't either. And without that, the government can't use them to support the Section 924C enhancement, the part tied to force, violence, and those higher penalty counts. And that's how quickly things can change in the legal system. We get new decisions every day, and it's our job to determine if they apply to our pending cases.
Listen, whoever Sister Girl is, she is working. She is working. Hey, Bank Squad. Hey, please thumbs up this video. This Luigi trial, I don't even think he's going to get murder one. It's starting to look like DP is off the table. They're going to get the stalking and the harassment up off of there. If they get those two up off there, it's over. It's a wrap. It's over. It's a wrap. And I told y'all, United Health has been tied to some really nasty things. Whoever is on Luigi Manning Jones' legal team is smart. They understand social media. They understand the optics, and they are vilifying United Health. We just read a case last week. A few weeks ago, they was tied to some predatory things.
Her husband cheated on her. And now
and I told y'all, it's starting to look like, in my opinion, has nothing to do with the case, like Luigi is some type of vigilante. Everything from what he was wearing that day, go look at the tapes. The shoes he was wearing $1,200 shoes. He had on a really expensive backpack. Those type of backpacks are at the luxury stores. Everything about him gave clean cut. He did not look like a typical disgruntled person. Someone whose family member got over. And I said, I've been saying this from the start, if they don't charge him right, which I don't believe they've been charging him right, he will walk. Chicago is not even going to do anything. If New York can't do it, Chicago is just going to let him go. It's going to be a slap on the wrist. He's going to have to probably do like probation for 5 years. And that might even be a slap on the wrist. And trust me when I say this, the Diddy's of the world are looking, they're watching, and they're going to use it. They're going to use it. Tyler Robinson is already using it for his case. And this is why it's important when your family member is harmed, you do not say you forgive the villain. Ever. You wait until you get justice. Just like Renee Good, because we're going to get into it. Renee Good's wife has yet to come up and say anything. She said nothing. She has not said, hey, don't protest in the streets as ICE is snatching up the police. She hasn't said anything. She said, keep honoring. She was like, I love how y'all are honoring my wife. Y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Let's get into these MAGA news, right? So if you haven't noticed, Donald Trump went out there yesterday, our beloved POTUS, and gave beautiful sentiments to Renee Good. If you don't believe me, let's get into it.
And, you know, they're going to make mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, you know, they deal with rough people. Are they going to make a mistake? Sometimes it can happen. We feel terribly. I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who was had a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a horrible thing. Everybody would say, ICE would say the same thing. But when I learned her parents and her father in particular I hope he still is, but I don't know, was a tremendous Trump fan. He was all for Trump and loved Trump. And, it's terrible. I was told that by a lot of people. They said, oh, he loves you. He was I hope he still feels that way. I don't know. It's a hard situation. But her father was a tremendous, and parents were tremendous Trump fans. That's so sad. It just happens. It's terrible.
Now they Trump fans, baby. They about to pay them people. They about to pay them people. Put a one in the chat if the family about to get paid. They are about to pay them people. You see what's happening? So why Nicki Minaj is out here actively talking about the good Christians of the world and all this, because she don't know what she's talking about. She is not a good Christian. She ain't read no Bible, don't know nothing about the Bible. We're going to get into Druski in a second. Donald Trump went up there and said she's a good woman. Baby, they're about to pay them people. Because I told y'all, I said, when they realize that it's a white on white crime, and to the black man who saved Jake Lang, I got something for you too. But let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into it, because we love a good MAGA update. Because Mark Carney already told y'all. He said this is geopolitical. The old world order is no longer in effect. He said, y'all can't tell us anything. This is new. That's an illusion. And y'all said he doesn't have the thinking power and the brain capacity to articulate himself because he's stupid. And I said, the Prime Minister of Canada, y'all don't know the history of Canada. The Prime Minister of Canada just got up there and told y'all what it is. And y'all using your mental gymnastics are trying to turn into contortionists. And he said what he said out loud. Y'all cannot be that ditch. Y'all cannot be that slow. Where the children really left. And I'm starting to think I were. I'm starting to think you were. George Bush. Julia. Front and center. Front and center. You must tell us. You must tell us who came up with No Child Left Behind. Was it you or Dick Cheney? Was it you or Dick Cheney? Because in a time like this, when there's so many hands in the cookie jars, you need a Colin Powell. You need a Condoleezza Rice. You need a Winston Churchill. You need a Hillary Clinton. You need a Kamala Harris. You need somebody to say, don't come. But y'all don't have that. You got the president going against his DOJ. You got the president going against Pam, Bondi, Christy. No, Christy Noma's up there getting it alive. And y'all thinking, okay, let's get into it. Because y'all not ready. 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 Y'all just want to dance. Hold on. Hold on. Help is on the way. Remember I told y'all about Jake Lang and how he deserved to get his karma, and if y'all stop his karma, he won't learn the lesson? Oh, but the Christian way.
I'm flooded with their videos. I mean, public black people run up to me and are totally waking up. I think it's very encouraging that it was almost no black folks at these things, and the few black folks there were protecting you. I mean, let's give them a hand here. I think they've really woken up on average.
Well, I mean, even the guys that said they were protecting me, a couple of those ski masked up Muslims were trying to pickpocket me as they were escorting me home out of that crowd. They're literally trying to steal from me, trip me up and stuff. So, the true intentions of these people, they hate my guts, and I don't think that they
I'm talking about black people. Are you denying that we've gotten triple the votes for black people for Trump? There's a black awakening, I think, happening.
Alex, I have two words for you. Irina Zaruski. Don't start with me on this type of wishy-washy, we've got to coddle to these people that are murdering us 41-1. Alex, don't start with me with that, because you will get this internal fire in me that thinks about that video of Irina Zaruski, some dread-headed, absolute animal with 20 prior arrests that was let out because he was black by one of these woke judges to commit another crime and murdered Irina Zaruski.
Jake, I think you're missing where I'm going here. I think you're talking about.
And where is that black man who said, oh, because the love of Christ is just going to fill him up? Where is that trans woman who gave him the ride? Where are y'all? It was a trans woman who helped him escape, who was just like, oh my God, I thought it was just a wounded protester. And the whole time I see it shake lane and I would do it again. And this is what he says. So what was the lesson? More hate? He's out there getting his ass whooped by his people. The whites. The spicy whites. They was whooping him at that mosque. And it was a black man who came to save him. And that's what he had to say. Let's listen to it one more time, shall we? Because I know y'all are hard of hearing. And y'all be like, oh, the Christian faith. This is the Christian faith that Nicki Minaj is talking about.
I see the web flooded with their videos. I'm in public, black people run up to me and are totally waking up. I think it's very encouraging that it was almost no black folks at these things, and the few black folks there were protecting you. I mean, let's give them a hand here. I think they've really woken up on average.
The tokens.
Well, I mean, even the guys that said they were protecting me, a couple of those ski masked up Muslims were trying to pickpocket me as they were escorting me home out of that crowd. They're literally trying to steal from me, trip me up and stuff. So, the true intentions of these people, they hate my guts, and I don't think that they
I'm talking
want to
about
see
black
murder
people. Are you denying that we've gotten triple the votes for black people for Trump? There's a black awakening, I think, happening.
Alex, I have 2 words for you. Irina Zaruski. Irina Zaruski. Don't start with me on this type of wishy-washy, we've got to coddle to these people that are murdering us 41 to 1. Alex, don't start with me with that, because you will get this internal fire in me that thinks about that video of Irina Zaruski, some dread-headed, absolute animal with 20 prior arrests that was let out because he was black by one of these woke judges to commit another crime and murdered Irina Zaruski.
Jake, I think you're missing where I'm going here. I think you're talking about.
You see what happens when you delay people's punishment? You see? You see what happens? He was over there getting mollywop, bop, bop, bop. And here go they talking, because God sent me. God sent you, huh? Mm-hmm. God sent you. God sent you. Yeah, let's talk about God. See, 50 Cent said his thoughts on Ye and Nicki Minaj while promoting his new film, Moses the Black. I will not be watching it, but y'all love 50 Cent, so y'all watch it. During a screening of the movie, 50 told the audience that entertainers are often warned to avoid religion and politics because those topics always create strong disagreements. He's MAGA, by the way. Let's continue. He said he personally stays away from both and added, that is where Kanye went wrong, stating he does not stay away from both. He told New Yorkers to leave New York because Zohran Mamdani was going to be the mayor. He said that. Let's continue. I stay away from both. See how they be lying? They be lying in 4K. No wonder y'all be confused. That's how effed up.
I'm going to explain to you.
That's how effed up Kanye is. Ye began hosting Sunday service gatherings in 2019 and launched a presidential campaign the following year. Since then, he has remained controversial. Not Tasha K is MAGA. She did vote for him. She did. Nicki Minaj also faced criticism of sharing her political opinions. She recently praised Donald Trump for threatening action in Nigeria over the alleged persecution of Christians. She also was also criticized after using a homophobic slur toward Don Lemon. I'm tired of y'all just saying a homophobic slur. She used a homophobic slur and weaponized the prison industrial complex system, the very one she said is targeting her family and husband against him as well. Let's continue. All right. She was also criticized after that, and Don Lemon responded to her on his platform. I feel like this. They all clowns.
I'm going to explain.
All clowns, all stepping fetchings, and whatnot. But since we're talking about religion, let's get into this piece.
The left is now storming churches. FYI, when you do that, you're not the good guys. Let's see. Here it is. Mark 11:15. So they came to Jerusalem. Then Jesus went into the temple and began to drive out those who bought and sold in the temple and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he would not allow anyone to carry wares through the temple. Then he taught, saying to them, "Is it not written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations? But you have made it a den of thieves." And then the scribes and chief priests heard it and sought out how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people were astonished at his teaching. This is why you never let people teach who haven't read the textbook. Now, this message isn't for them, because if hypocrisy ever stopped a Christian conservative from doing what they were doing, well, we would all be in a much better place. No, this message is for the rest of us. Christian nationalism is not of God, and we should never, ever cede moral, political, or social high ground to the people who claim to worship a Jesus that would have stormed their church too.
I love that. Shout out to that beautiful black woman. Yeah. Cause we know y'all don't read for yourselves. Because let's get into it. Here's my favorite one of the church. Let's get into Druski. Druski got the girls panties in a bunch. We know the girls don't read, they can't read. There's a man who went viral for showing he couldn't read, didn't understand comprehension, learning now. I mean, going viral for learning. And he's like, well, what else books are there out there? And he's reading them on the live. And I applaud him for doing the work, because some of you need to start reading. This is why I say Nicki Minaj is dumb, self-loathing, self-imploding, because if she was smart, she would not just take the word. But we all know what she's doing it for power. You know, y'all are coming up with things, oh, because of her husband. It's for power. This is what happens when you have not set yourself up financially in a way that you don't have to do the things you don't want to do, because she does not want to rap. I don't think there's an album coming out. And if there is an album coming out, who's gonna? Well, she has delusional fans. They'll buy it. She could say whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just listening to the music." Granted, she don't like my kind, my people, but you know, it's okay. It's okay, you know. Let's get into this church sermon from somebody we talked about. I call him a fake Christian because not Christ-like. But that's just me. Let's get into it.
If you want to go forward, you cannot avoid, number 2, distraction. You cannot avoid distraction. There was a video that came out this past week with a few 100 million views, and some people were trying to link it to me. And so I watched the video. It was hilarious. It was funny. It was all this stuff. And then people started trying to say different things. And the thing that I was most taken aback by was how much frustration it created in people. Like, I was literally watching people go back and forth with people and denounce people and call people names and do stuff. And I stepped back for a second. I said, oh my gosh. All this was an attack on people's lives of distraction. Do you know how many people didn't spend time with their kids this week? Fighting with somebody they don't know in the comments? Do you know how many people watch video after video after video, making decisions about what they wouldn't do and what they will do? And if I ever, it was a distraction. There were people that did not do what God said to do this week, because they needed to be in the know of what was happening in culture. And thought it was some attack on the church. No, it was attack on your focus. How you feeling, Pastor Mike? I don't even know really what happened. Because I've been off of social media. I had a few people tell me what was going on. I was like, that's crazy. I don't even got a Rolls Royce. What? I didn't know. Like people AI in pictures and doing stuff. I said, I don't remember being that big. I was big, but I don't remember being that big. But you know what I'm saying? Like that was kind of the vibe. But the reason I couldn't get distracted is because I'm building something. The reason that I cannot be moved off of my post because what God has called me to. Representing God to the lost and found for transformation in Christ. That's what I'm supposed to do. And so somebody's obsessed with what somebody made that wasn't even directly pointed at me. But it distracted them from what God told them to do. The enemy is into releasing weapons of mass distraction. Mass distraction. And the thing you cannot avoid if you're on this Christian journey is distraction. They're coming. She might be walking in stilettos, pumps, and the club. She ain't in it.
Child, I'm so glad I did not watch that sermon. It's the fact that he wore the all black for me.
If you want to go forward,
It's the fact that he wore the all black for me because he's normally in something loud, over the top. I thought he was a gay man until people was like, he's married with a family. I said, what? I just feel like all these people are upset at Druski and nobody was mad when Righteous Gemstones was out here doing the exact same thing. That's where I thought Druski got his inspiration from. Imagine your pastor getting up there to talk about a TikTok skit, which tells me, baby, you were distracted. 1, 2, a hit dog will holler. And 3, if you wasn't distracted, then how come we're having this conversation in the church? And see, that's how I know y'all be in cults. Because I would have been like, what? I would have got up and left. See, I don't let people play in my face. I don't let people play in my face because I have discernment and I read the word for myself. I don't let people just say and do anything. If you don't move Christ-like, I'm not listening to you. I don't let people just say, God body, God body, God body. And I see them, Satan, 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 demon, demon, demon. They don't do anything that's uplifting, empowering, expansion. Just take. Sleeping with the parishioners, doing all kinds of stuff. It's just hell all up and through there. And I'm just like, please. Nobody was talking to you. Hated it. And I'm like, who is allowing these people to be preachers? Is there a shortage of parishioners who can really lead the flock into the gates of... I'm sorry. If you go to that church and that's your pastor, y'all going straight to the pits of hell. Because what are you talking about? And this is why Druski did it. And that's why it has millions of views, because we see it with our eyes. I keep telling y'all that. I've seen it on the white and the black side, right? And I'm just like, some people have that gift. Shout out to those who have the gift. But he ain't got no damn gift. I'm sorry. Getting up here talking about a TikTok, baby, do you see what's going on? Talk about telling your flock and your shepherds and your parishioners there is a storm coming. Are they prepared? Do you have the necessities? That's why I be looking at some of these and I'm like, who? Y'all listen to a lot of closeted gay men and women up there just telling y'all anything. That's why I just be looking like this. But Druski is the problem. The comedian. The one that's telling the joke. Providing laughter. Druski is the problem. Druski is the problem. We got preachers, pastors, bishops, deacon, deaconess, first ladies, choir chairmen, and etc. out here touching the children, sleeping with the children, destroying the children, pimping the women. I saw something the other day where this woman said she started selling the Il Na Na through the woman she was singing in the choir with. I said, what in the, what? What? What kind of what? And y'all mad at Druski? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance. Let's get into the Blueface gang. Me too. I love that show, Righteous Gym. So that's where I got it from. I said when they do it, it's not a problem. When we do it, gotta be Illuminati if I shine. Okay? Look, Jay-Z, you ate with that one. You ate that up. Okay? You ate it up. Let's get into Blueface babies, mamas. Jaden Alexis. Baby, I told y'all from the beginning, when y'all said Krishan was the crash out, I said Jaden is the crash out. Jaden sat there, saw Carlissa get beat up, the sister get beat up by the new girlfriend, stayed. I knew then the brain wasn't working. She went and botched her body for a man who said his baby mamas is trash. But let's get into Jaden Alexis, y'all favorite baby mama, because y'all like her. Let's get into her. And mind you, this all stems from Blueface. He's over there with Stunner Girl, a former lady of the night. She probably still is one. They over there making content. And Carlissa got mad because Jill Scott said it's giving pimp and hoe. He seems like her pimp. And you're okay.
He said Krishan better than me. Krishan better than me, and she giving her kid Robitussin in the back of her Buick. Like, I just don't understand that. Like, in the broad daylight. How's she better than me? All I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just really trying to figure it out. Like, I'm just confused, I guess. Like, bitch, you're giving cough syrup. Like, that's not my style of parenting. The hell? He said Krishan better than me. How is Krishan better than me? And she...
Imagine feeling you have to compete with someone who's not even a good mother. But you're not a good mother. When you see the fingers touch it, tap it, what Carisha say? You're not even a good mother. You're not even a good mother. And you want to compete with the affection of a man who gives off he's gay. But let's continue. Let's continue. Cause let's show them why you're really mad, girl.
He said Krishan better than me.
Oh, okay. That should get rid of his cough. One thing about this medicine, it's good instantly. But then, like, you have to keep giving it to him every couple hours. See, he just coughed it all up. Good boy. Give me that. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm not a mother. Is that normal? Is that normal? I didn't know what that sound was. Is that supposed to be normal? I'm not a mother. Are they trying to sacrifice the baby? Because what? The baby has breathing problems? No wonder. So that, let me play what he said that got her in the uproar.
Yes, I did. I definitely picked Rock over Jaden, and it lasted me longer than Jaden would have lasted for surely. Krishan looked out for like a good year. Shout out to her for that shit. I ain't gonna take that from her for a year. I didn't need nobody. Like, Jaden has a lot of good qualities, but she has a lot of bad qualities as well. She's not very supportive. She doesn't know how to like support someone. Not even financially support. I'm just saying like support. She doesn't know how to cheer. She's not a good cheerleader. And then on the other hand, Krishan is a great cheerleader. So that's where they like off balance each other. Jaden, terrible cheerleader. Krishan, good cheerleader. Jaden respects herself. Krishan doesn't respect herself. You know? They both have good qualities and bad qualities. Just like me, I got good qualities and bad qualities too. Yes, I did. I definitely picked Rock over Jaden.
Hold on. So imagine getting on your internet and discussing this when you don't even have to discuss that because he's over there with a well-known lady of the night. We know what Senegal used to do. She used to hit the blade. She had pimps. And I'm not judging, but that's who your baby father is laying up with, who you send your children to see. And you say, because you want to watch him, because you're so fixated on him and fixated on being number one, when it was never going to be you. He embarrassed you while you was pregnant. He embarrassed you while you wasn't pregnant. He had you get, from what I heard, she beat you up. So my thing is this, like, you're not a good mother. She's clearly not a good mother. Both unfit. You seem to dress it up just a little bit better. Fine. But you get on live to be like, he picks Rock over me. That tells you the type of... And this is why I say you have to pour into children young. Because they are young. They're not in their 30s. These are people in their 20s. They're not even in their late 20s. These are people in their 20s who have children. Whose children is going to go to school with some of y'all children. Be around your nieces and nephews, your grandkids. And she's worried. She didn't even hear what he said. He said Krishan doesn't even respect herself. And she's up there, he chose Krishan Rock over me? What? I can always tell when parents don't do their part. Because you know what? It's time to start saying it. For the longest, we're like, oh, these adults. But we see Carlissa. Carlissa ain't never been no good mama. Because if she was a good mama, there's no way she would allow her son to pimp himself out like this for money. There's no way she would allow her children, her grandkids, to be pimped out like this for money. Y'all are just bringing children into broken homes. It's a never-ending cycle. And the kids don't even stand a chance. I saw something the other day where that little girl was saying she was going to call the police on him or something like that. And they think that shit is cute. And I'm like, y'all don't get therapy. Because people love to lie about therapy. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. People will sit up here and lie and say, oh, I got the therapy. I'm going to church. I'm being healed. Y'all not doing none of that. Y'all are just broken people allowing other people to be broken because you're too lazy to do the work because somebody didn't save you. So you don't want to save nobody. You just want to bleed out on people and then be like, yeah, they need to suffer and get it out the mud because I got it out the mud. That's why we're in the state of the economy we're in now globally, because there's a bunch of people who did not go get the help, who didn't sit on somebody's couch and figure it out. Now they want to cause mayhem and confusion because they're demented, they're sadistic, they're predatory, and then they get up here and be like, well, I'm a good person. You're not a good person. These are not good people. They're losers. I agree with that one girl who said, we got to start calling people losers again. Blueface is a loser, and Jaden is the biggest loser because she's more worried at the fact that he said he would choose Chrisean Rock, not because she's a great mother. He said she don't love herself and she's a great cheerleader for him. Y'all don't be listening to what these men say, and that's why y'all get played every time. These are the sons y'all are raising, and y'all are wondering why women are opting out of the system completely. These are the women, and you see why women are like, I am never having children. I'm never doing this, because we can see the products of your rearing. Just lazy losers. Her child sound awful. I'm not even a mom, and I was just like, is the child supposed to sound like that? And y'all like, no. I see why they're called CPS, because why did you take your child to the ER? He's a preemie. I know he gets Medicaid. Did they cut that? Because if they did cut that, that's a whole nother topic we could be talking about. She could be fighting for. She could be advocating for. I don't think anybody cares about this fucking kid. Because nobody cares about Jaden's kids. And this is why I continue to say, do not have children unless you're going to pay for the village. The village is a facade. It's fake. It is fake. That is some bullshit that people say, oh, I want you to have the baby. They're lying. They're not going to help you. They're going to complain about helping you. They're going to complain about being there. They're going to complain. They're going to dig deep into their untreated, unhealed memories of when they didn't get help and then lash out on you. Do not believe them. If you don't have the money to go to one of those birthing places where you can truly bond with your baby and they take care of the baby like, 6 hours, 8 hours every day while you sleep, don't have a baby. If you can't get you a night nurse, a wet nurse, a on-pair, a laundry service, a maid, and all these other, do not have a baby. I'm here to tell y'all that now, because the grandparents are not going to help you. They don't want to help you. Y'all crying all day, every day about how the grandparents don't help you all over the social media, how you don't have no village. The village is a facade. It's fake. I'm here to tell y'all that. It is fake. It's fake. You're going to have to pay them. And if you don't have the money to pay, don't have the kids. Do not have the kids. Don't have the baby. It is a trap. It is an illusion. Who gives a... All right? Let it die out. Sometimes you gotta let shit die in order to see some regenerative positivity coming through. Sometimes you gotta do like the Korean girls are doing. Let them die. Let them die. The legacy will carry on through you. If you're an amazing person and you did what you needed to do, your legacy will live on. Ask Toni Morrison. Ask her. Legacy is living on. Ask Oprah. Legacy is living on. Ask them people. Huey P. Newton, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Angela Davis. The legacy is living on. All those people don't have kids. Some do. Legacy living on. Asada Shakur. Legacy living on. Living on. Do not have the children. I say don't even do it, because the village is fake. The village costs money. The village costs money. Y'all need to start telling people the village costs money. Stop believing. Don't believe your parents. Don't believe your sister, your brother, your cousins. Don't believe them. They're not going to help you. I'm here to tell you. Because look at Krishan. If Krishan really felt like she had help, do you think she would be doing this? If she had a village, do you think she would have even been over there with a Blueface? Jaden, if she had a village, do you think she would have been over there bearing 2 kids by Blueface? It's just generation after generation after generation of trauma. And we seen the trauma. We saw the little boy with the strippers. The baby sister on the couch with the strippers. Looking through the pantry for food. We seen it. And y'all are acting like, oh my God, Blueface, Krishan. And he's the catalyst. Because he is generational trauma. Because his mama didn't have no village. So it's a repetitive cycle. Just, you can tell the people who are raised in love, they are not doing this. This right here is ghetto. It is trailer trash. Ghetto. And they prop it up so everybody can see it. And they think it's okay. Where are the therapists? Everybody want to do an interview. Nobody want to do intervention. Just crazy. But what are your thoughts on this? What are your opinions on this? Child, this is sad. This is ghetto. Y'all start preparing yourselves. It's supposed to be a freeze.
Lasted me longer than Jaden.
A freeze is coming. Okay? The freeze is coming. Okay? The freeze is coming. The fact the baby is used like Shamar. Shamar is not used. Shamar is a grown man. I understand Shamar's handicapped, but Shamar chooses to be with these men who want to be over there because he get a check. He understands what's up. He's not slow. He's not slow to where he can't function. That's not abuse. He knows what's up. He comprehends well. He just deformed. So prepare. ICE is coming. They said Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. If y'all are not prepared for ICE, go get the food that you can eat that you don't have to cook. Save it. Go get you some water. Go get you the necessities. Go get you some batteries. They're trying to take y'all out. I don't know why y'all be acting confused. Freezing temperatures. And it's supposed to be freezing starting today. It was freezing here. Freezing starting today. Y'all think it's a game. The Prime Minister of Canada got up on the news circuit and said, we are no longer following the orders of the old world order. And y'all like, I don't care. Okay. Y'all about to care. Because the freeze is coming. And with the freeze coming, the power's going to magically stop working. And with the power magically stopping to work, y'all not going to be able to get to your medications and the food and all this other stuff. Oh, the Hunger Games have begun. I told y'all, we are now in the spooky hours. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. People didn't want to prepare. Y'all thought it was a game. And they trying everything because this is close to the last week before you have to be registered to vote in them Texas primaries. But you know, y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance. And on that note, comment down below. I gotta go. Bye.